Chelsea Football Club are in hysteria again. Apparently Chelsea are going to have either points docked or get relegated along with Manchester City. Does that sound realistic to you? Does that sound like nonsense to you? Of course it does. I'm going to explain to you what's going on with the club, why you shouldn't panic after every single headline, and why you shouldn't just get on your nerves, and why you should come back to the Kavkas View to get your daily scoop with realism to it after Everton were docked 10 points. Then we're going to talk about Benoit Badiashile apparently being linked with AC Milan. Fabrizio Romano comes out and speaks about Wesley Fofana, Trevor Chalobah and Badiashile. We give you the update. And then finally I'm going to address a little issue that I've been hearing. What are Chelsea going to do now that there's so many midfielders available in our options? Well, I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. We're going to get into the nuts and bolts of it, and I'm going to remind you of a time when we had Ballack, Essien, Lampard, Deco and Mikel all in one team. Oh my god, what were we? We were great. Behave yourselves. Let's get into it. Well, welcome to the Kavkas View, Bratuki. I hope you lot have made it this far, because if you made it this far, it means you're kind of enjoying what you're seeing. And if you're enjoying what you're seeing, you should be paying rent, because we want to hit 1,000 likes on this video. It's the best way you guys can support me, so please do it now. Subscribe if you're new, guys. We're very welcome over here. We're very nice people. We talk about stuff in the realist ways. We don't want to talk nonsense. And a public announcement to everybody watching. A lot of you, if you saw on the community page, I said it's time to collab. It's time to get some people on my channel, or for me to start doing the works and start meeting more Chelsea content creators or other content creators. Well, I've sorted one out for next week. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but he's a very big YouTuber in the Chelsea community. I know a lot of you want me to collab with Eunice. You lot want that to happen? Go and spam his comments. Tell him Kavkas collab, Kavkas collab. Go and spam it. Make sure that he knows who I am, because at this moment in time, I've interacted with him once. I don't have him on Twitter. We don't have any way of getting in contact to make this collab. You guys have to be the brokers in this deal if you want to see it. You guys have been asking for Matisse, other side of the coin, Nini, I keep seeing on a regular basis. I've got contacts with them, so I could try arrange that one. If you guys want other clubs, let me know as well, because I'll happily do that. I'm gonna get very serious with this YouTube stuff now. We're building a beautiful community here, and it's time for me to get hands-on. But now let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So a lot of people at this moment in time are in hysteria, and I understand why you're in hysteria. Chelsea was sanctioned not so long ago. I think it was 18 months ago. Mr. Roman Abramovich left our club, best owner in the game. Just saying. And we got Todd Boehly and Blueco. Blueco have been unsuccessful at this moment in time in what they would pursue. I think if you sat down Iqbali and you sat down Todd Boehly and said to them, do you think your tenure at Chelsea has been successful? And they're not giving you corporate nonsense, they're going to say no, because they've spent $1 billion. Chelsea have finished outside of the top 10 last year, and this year we're just 10th. That's just being honest. Have there been progressive things done? Yeah, 100%. The recruitment's really improved. The data analytics team is really improved. The pieces are in place for us to become better. We've got an upgraded manager in the sense that after Graham Potter, there have been good things. However, now Everton got hit with a 10-point deduction. And what a lot of people don't understand is why have they been hit with a 10-point deduction? From my little small brain that I have, I've read up on it and I've understood some elements. I am no accountant by trade, okay? So I can't give you the little minute details, but I can tell you an overview of what happened. Everton Football Club, after the incident that happened with the C word that we're not going to mention, because YouTube doesn't like it, they inflated, allegedly, some of their books. They said certain players were worth more than they were actually worth on the market, and it justified them to go spend more money. And once they spent that money, they couldn't amortize it because their revenue actually, when life came back to normal, wasn't represented. Hence, they fabricated their books, allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly multiple times. This is what the newspapers have been saying, so I'm just deducing information for you guys. So that is a completely different thing to what Chelsea and Manchester City are being pursued under. Chelsea are being pursued under the fact that there have been bribes given, allegedly, to different entities. One entity that was mentioned by different publications was Willian and Eto'o. Apparently, Chelsea, when they made the deal for Willian with Angie Makhachkala, they gave him a certain fee under the books by a different offshore account. Same thing happened with Samuel Eto'o. That's what the leaked documents have been suggesting. This is a completely different thing to what Everton were charged for. So at this moment in time, when people are jumping to conclusions that Chelsea are going to get docked points, or Chelsea, because of the numerous allegations with Eden Hazard's agent apparently, are going to get more damage done to them than Everton did, it's jumping to conclusions. Manchester City have had 115 charges on their head top for the last 3 years. Nothing has happened because it's unprovable. They're innocent until proven guilty, and I will stand by that rhetoric, because if we start accusing people prior to them getting convicted, then what the hell are we doing here? Then what? Just because I think you're guilty, you're guilty? No, it doesn't work like that. So we need to be honest, we need to be realistic, and we need to not be reactionary. One thing I need to explain to you, a lot of these journalists that are writing these articles are doing it for two things. Number one, they want to be the first one to break the news. It's like the transfer news. They want to be the first one to say, Chelsea are going to get charged, so be careful, Chelsea will be charged. And number two, they know it drives hysteria. You're attached to Chelsea Football Club if you're watching. Or if you're a rival that's watching, you're attached to Chelsea Football Club's pen. The fact that you're attached means you're going to click. And the fact that you clicked means they're getting paid. Means they're doing their job. They don't care if what they're saying is actually accurate, because they've colored it in with a bunch of words like should, could, would, may. And all of a sudden, they're actually not saying much. They're just giving you possibilities of what could happen. So I want you to understand that and respect that. Now, let's move on to the next story, because I've eased your mind. Your club's going to be fine. The second story is regarding Mr. Benoit Badiashile. So, Benoit Badiashile has come back. He's played in one game. Since he's been back in that one game, you haven't seen him very much. He's been in training, he's been making the bench, and slowly he's going to try to reintegrate himself into the team. I think Benoit Badiashile, by the way, has been very, very unlucky. The fact that he's been injured, it just puts Disasi ahead of him slightly. And the fact that he's been injured, it puts Thiago and Levi Colwill ahead of him, because they've had time to gain the trust of a manager. I think a lot of people don't understand the implications of gaining the trust of an individual. And in this case, it's very important, because Benoit Badiashile, at this moment in time, is 4th in the pecking order. Wesley Fofana is 5th. So Wesley's been back. He's been putting his boots on. He's running on grass again. And now he's slowly going to start getting reintegrated into the team, hopefully in January. And then we'll see when he returns, like, to active football. People think in late January. I'm going to be more cautious and say maybe February, March, because of the way we handle the Broja situation. Fabrizio Romano has come out and said the links of Benoit Badiashile to Milan, nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And I'm so happy. I think Benoit Badiashile arguably is our best left-hand sided centre-back. He is that good. I am so impressed by him. I really want to see a partnership of him and Thiago Silva, and then him and Levi Colwill blossom. The one that Fabrizio is saying could be leaving the club is Trevor Chalobah. Have you even heard of Trevor Chalobah since the summer? What I don't understand is why Trevor didn't leave when Nottingham Forest came in. Because the reality is, Bayern were never willing to pay the P's that Chelsea wanted. Trevor was just being stubborn and not going, which is within his right. But Forest were offering money. Forest wanted him. And by him not playing, I don't know what he thinks is going to happen, because I don't understand what club's going to pop up now and say, you know what, we'll pay the money for a player that hasn't played in 6 months. He hasn't played, he's apparently injured, and it's just a depreciating asset on our books with 6 years left on his contract. Very silly. Fabrizio said he's the one that's going to be leaving in January. So that's the update on our centre-back issue. The final piece of news is regarding a certain midfield crisis that we're having. And I don't understand how people think this is a crisis, right? So at this moment in time, we play a 4-2-3-1 / a 4-3-3, right? It's because our number 10 in Gallagher is not really a number 10. He's an 8, okay? He plays in an 8 role. He's just very high up and pressing. It's just the way we combat our tactics, right? So the reality is, we have got an array of talent. When you think about it, Conor Gallagher, Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Leslie Ogochukwu, and we have Romeo Lavia. We also have Carney Chukwuemeka. That is 6 young, talented players. That is players that are meant to come in and fight for a role. And now, the issue people are trying to create is, well, what's going to happen to Romeo? He has to start every game. What's going to happen when Carney comes back? Is Gallagher going to be in the team? Guys, relax. Like, I'm going to say relax. Competition's healthy. I think the reason Enzo has been playing under his normal high levels that we've set him up is he's burnt out. Like, he's playing so many games. Think about it. He travels to Argentina, consistently plays every game. He comes to Chelsea, he plays every minute of every game. Same with Caicedo. We're going to burn him out. We need to rotate these players. And Lavia is an excellent piece. Carney is an excellent piece. Leslie Ogochukwu has proven me so right. Like I said when we signed him, this is a signing that I like. And the reason I like the signing is because I don't know about it. And the fact that they're willing to go in and pay the money now, and they did it in so much urgency, I love it. Because they scouted him, and every time he gets an opportunity, he doesn't let us down. Excellent, excellent pickup from Chelsea and the board. This is good scouting. No one knew about Ogochukwu, and he came in and he's standing out. Guys, we had a period where we had Lampard, Ballack, Deco, and SEN and Mikel. Do you understand how competitive that was? And we managed to win titles. We managed to build something. We managed to keep everyone happy. Why can't we keep 6 unproven players happy? Like, there's this whole urgency there. Well, Gallagher can't get dropped. Why can't he get dropped? Well, Enzo can't get dropped. Why can't he get dropped? Like, what has Enzo Fernandez, apart from winning the World Cup at a young age, right, done in his career to say he's undroppable? What has Gallagher done in his career to say he's undroppable? What has Moises Caicedo done in his career for us to say he's undroppable? Competition breeds better performance. People need to level up and remember what club this is. You know what's really irritated me is we've lost our standards. Like, we've went from being Chelsea Football Club to Chelsea Football Club. No, bruv, we are Chelsea Football Club. Standards, ambition, and high performance. That's what we need to do. German efficiency. We're not a German club, but we need to be moving like Bayern Munich. We win 3-0. Wow, we should have won 4. We should have been more efficient. The performance wasn't good enough. We need to be of that standard. The minute we get to that standard is when we return. So guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's the international break. I don't know how many videos I'm going to be releasing, but you know, once the next week starts arriving, we're going to get a little bit more information. I'm going to be feeding you lot with the YouTube dietitian that I am. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and like I said, if you lot want to see me collaborating with other people, in the comments, let me know who you want. I'll try to sort it out. Peace out, I'm out.